So before
Welcome.
I start the
Oh
show, I need to
no.
do something.
Okay, I don't know what that was about, but um hi. Welcome to the May 7th episode of Morph Radio. I am your host, Thalmor, coming to you live from a mountain. Well, I'm actually not in the mountain valley. I'm in the trailer. I'm in my house, so never mind that. But it's me, and I'm here to talk to you about politics and war. And I'm going to tell you about the shoot banging. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, there was a bonus episode on Tuesday that I did because, a lot happened over the weekend and on Monday. And I wanted to go ahead and give my initial thoughts on it. It's been a couple days. And nothing has really happened except the coal mines has gotten involved in some bullshit. And that's kind of about it. And I said this on the bonus show, and I'll say it again. I'm going to repeat a lot of what I already said because not much has happened. So if you were already here on Tuesday, well, I still got I got new stuff to say. It's just I'll be repeating about 40% of what I've already said. Uh-oh, my thing is orange. How am I coming through? Am I loud and clear? Can you
Yeah, you're
still
good.
hear me? All right, thank you, thank you. Um, so bonus episode was good. I really liked it. We actually had a big turnout for the bonus episode. I think 44 people. Arctic, how many are listening right now? We had, I think, actually, maybe it was 46 at its peak. It was pretty good. Our usual is about 20, 25, 30. Um, what's my itinerary again? What comes after this? Okay, I just want to talk about Showtime change. And so, because of how many people came out for the bonus show, I've been thinking about like, what if it's not just a bonus show? Because first off, people would show up Tuesday because okay, bonus show. I'm talking about interesting stuff. Stuff's happened, and I did a forum thread. So I don't know if more people showed up because it was Tuesday or because it was on a Friday. So I'm actually pondering seriously about changing the show time, the day, not the time, but maybe the day to sometime else. But there's a lot to consider with that because first off, I want Soup, Zig, and Arctic and Shifty to be available as much as possible. And Fridays seem to work really well for that. There was no problem though getting everyone to show up on Tuesday, but that's like my main consideration is can the staff all show up? Secondly, is that I don't want to betray the existing audience. I'd much rather keep like if you show up, which a lot of you do, if you show up week after week after week, like I don't want to inconvenience you because like you're the realist, you keep coming, right? So I don't want to betray current fans to like appease new people who can't be bothered to show up normally. Which a lot of people, they listen to the recordings. Okay, there's a pretty sizable number of people who listen to the recordings. Like the actual YouTube has like 30 subscribers, 15 views, about comments. There's a sizable number of people who listen to the recordings. So that's something that's relevant. Lassie says do a Google poll. Google poll. Oh my goodness. Do a Google poll and I've thought about doing that is like, hey, how do you feel about changing? Well, actually, fuck it. Let me ask right now. How do you guys feel about me changing the day to sometime else during the week? How does that work for you guys?
Thursday at 10. We will
Thursday at 10.
we will crush Morph Radio.
Funny. Can you find another clip of Greta saying Thursday? Ooh, that's a hard one.
I could only do Sunday like 9 EST or 6 p.m. Pacific time or Fridays because Friday's my day off and then Sunday's the only time I get off like after 5.
Okay.
Mhm.
So maybe a Sunday night thing then. Well, yeah, Sunday
It could be
night.
like the NFL. We can have Friday and Sunday. We'll
So,
divide Thalmor Radio into 2 conferences, Western Conference and Eastern.
okay, so I'll probably am going to do a Google poll. I think that's a good idea. show every night. Oh no. Oh goodness. They have to be like 5 minutes long. I like I like 1 day a week. That's nice. Remember that one time was it last year or it would have it had to be last year because I started doing the show December 2019. There was a week in which I did 3 shows. It was like the regular show and like 2 bonus shows, and that was a crazy week. YouTube Shorts. Yeah, the community would love if I made like you guys know Internet Historian. If I made videos like him about like sagas in the game, like about like the TLE leaks, for example, like Pansy gets mad at TLE Gov, leaks them, then like Swamp fucks them. Like there's potential in that, but I can't edit stuff, so
How to edit?
oh, that is right. Shifty can edit. Yeah, I don't know. I need to think about that because that could be really fun to put together.
Because one of
I
the
think
things,
go on, go on, go on.
one of the things I wanted to do, which has just been a thing that I never got to do because obviously I left BK, but I always wanted to do one PW, like full on like a like an actual like PW movie, like on all the events, obviously, but all edited to just be like hyper autistic and odd. And with a first person shooter scene and lots of green screen effects. So I'd definitely be down to do, some sort of like massive undertaking.
Okay, so I'll keep that in mind because I think there's potential in this idea. So, Arctic, go ahead and unmute GVH because he wants to contribute something. So I want to see what he has to say. Okay, there you go, Namu. What's up, boy?
Thanks a lot. Basically,
So-
I wanted to contribute more towards the main discussion about the war than this prelim, but you know what we if you want to change the time of the show or the date of the show, all I'd recommend is making it earlier because I have never seen anyone who's not American on this show, apart from me.
Yeah,
Like, it's a great time for Americans. It's a really, really bad time for British people, and there are a lot of British people on PNW. So if you just made it a couple hours earlier, it'd be great.
yeah, there probably are a lot of non-Americans who listen to the recordings. I bet if you did, like, yeah, that probably is how it is. So, by the way, hello, Goodia. Thank you for tuning in. I haven't seen you around in a while. And Goodia wants it on the weekend, so I'll keep this in mind. Which I consider Friday to be a part of the weekend. But oh well. The show will not be moved to Thursdays though, because Morph Radio is there, and I don't want to split the crowd. And I probably won't do Saturdays either, because I think Happiness Incorporated does Saturdays. So
And
I like.
one thing on Saturdays, you will get absolutely no epic Namakara content on Saturdays.
Got you,
I've
Nemo.
got to do a Zoom call on the Nation States on Saturdays, which if you join Nation States, you really need to, if you play Nation States, you really need to join. It's every Saturday, it's at 8 p.m. It goes on for about 8 hours every time. But
8 hours.
To
Goodness
nation
gracious.
states.
I would blow my head off if I had to do
yeah,
a radio show for 8
I
hours.
have to fucking host it. Not everyone stays on for 8 hours, but I've got to fucking host the thing.
Mhm. So I like Sunday nights though. Sunday nights are nice, especially because like I like the idea of okay, I get home from church and I do my show. I like that idea. And I like because during church service normally I'm usually like thinking about a lot of stuff anyways, so I can flow with that well. And I also like doing it on Tuesday. That was nice too. So lots of options. I'll be thinking about it. Probably gonna put up it to a poll. The safest option is I'm probably not going to change the day at all. So nothing will probably change, but I'm going to think on this for a little bit. What I'm probably going to do, and I'm probably going to fuck up the results by announcing this, I'm probably going to have another bonus show on like Wednesday or something. And so that way I can like see if we get another really big crowd again. And so I can see if it's like a one-time thing or if maybe it's really worth doing. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that's it for internals. I don't have anything else to really talk about. Soup is not recording today. I believe he had like a health episode or something. He's fine. He's just like high on pain pills. So keep him in your prayers if you pray. Keep him in your thoughts if you're a thinking person, I suppose. And there we go. And Soup is a trooper. He has recorded every episode of Thalmor Radio for like how many episodes now? Zig, do you know?
It's probably like 7 or 8 at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
It was it was
There
long
we-
enough that when I tried to record the show that I did with Krampus, I like completely botched it, like I was saying last week.
yeah.
I had to really figure everything out because it'd been like 2 months since I'd actually had to do it.
Yeah, gotcha. I've done that before with I would try to learn something and then quit and then come back months later and be like, oh geez, how do I even do any of this? So
And he still hasn't learned now.
oh, is that oh, that's where Soup gets his profile picture from. That guy looks like Rond Paul. But anyways, let's talk about the game. And my first
That's
topic.
Alec Baldwin, I believe.
Yeah, from 30 Rock. I
Okay,
believe that came
gotcha.
from 30 Rock.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I'm not much of a television person, so I don't know anything about anything. But what I do know is that Swamp is fucked. So Swamp, like, it was everyone except the Lost Empire and the Federation. They all canceled on Swamp. They were like, we're leaving this. I believe since then, the people who left Swamp have maintained treaties among each other.
It
So
isn't
I
shocking, is it?
Among Us.
I don't think I said that. Well, I thought it. I don't think I said it publicly. Maybe I did, but I, I thought to myself, okay, they all broke up, but they're probably going to be allied to each other. They're just getting around having to be with TLE. So that's
No,
that.
no. This
you
isn't the
had something
situation
ampersand.
at all.
All right, Namu,
This
what's
is-
the actual scoop?
No, this war is entirely a war of Quack's making. Swamp
Oh,
was breaking
really?
up. The leaks came out and Swamp was breaking up. Quack, however, was militarized, but they're expecting Rose to attack them, and Rose didn't bother. So Quack wanted someone to hit. Quack decided to attack Swamp based on their threats against the Order, despite the fact that Swamp was breaking up after the leaks and was absolutely no threat whatsoever. You're not going to find someone who disliked Quack more than me. So I suppose possibly maybe get someone who is in Quack or likes Quack on the Discord, or, on unmuted, because seriously, I cannot think of any possible war reason that isn't just this is Quack wanting someone to fight.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be right. Wizel, do you want to come on and like dispute this? It's up to you. Is there anyone else from TSTQR that's in here? Well, Gudia is. Okay, Arctic, can you unmute Wizel?
Hello.
Hey, Wizel. So, hey, not much. It seems as if Namu here thinks that this is the war of TSTQR is making, and that sounds pretty based, actually. So, what do you think of what he just said?
It's completely wrong. There was no truth there. Zero. We
So
weren't
if
we were
if-
not already militarized.
If you want to tell me what threat Swamp presented after the leaks were released, then that's fine.
In the leaks, they clearly said they were going to hit Carthago and TKR's direct ally TO.
Yep,
So
of course it
that
is.
looks like a threat to me.
Yep, of course it is. Then they broke up.
And it's still a threat. So we
It's
acted
a
on it.
threat from a group which no longer existed. I can understand
no,
attacking TLA.
No, at the time we blitzed, it still existed. 72 hours hadn't passed.
But we know from logs that were released from Pakistan that it was going to pass without any complications.
Well, the leaks went out, or the leaks got dropped. That's when we militarized. We weren't already militarized. So
Everyone maintained a passive militarization state.
hey, we were at our post NAP militarization, but we weren't full mil.
But you were at a position where you could defend against an attack from a serious sphere. Not from an attack from, I don't know, maybe TLE and the Federation with no one
So-
else there.
Hypothetically, say some logs drop from TKR. Gonna hit what alliance you in? I don't know.
I'm in KT, Mum. I move around.
All right. Say in TKR is talking about hitting whichever alliance you're in at the time.
And
And-
apparently he called Minister of Prima Victoria, so that's nice. So if you're going to attack Prima Victoria, whatever.
This is a hypothetical, and
Yeah.
logs leak, and we're talking about we want to hit Prima Victoria.
Hmm?
And
Yeah.
you're going to take that as a threat, correct?
I would take it as a threat, yes, unless TKR decided they were
and-
going to disband.
So whether they were disbanding or not has no basis here, and it's still a threat, and you're going to act on it. You would probably hit us, correct?
No.
Why not?
Not if, I don't know what's going to happen, but say, I don't know, Benfro leads 95 members of TKR into this other alliance that doesn't exist yet. This is the same deal we're talking about here. Most of Swamp had decided to cancel their treaties because they didn't agree with what TLA was proposing. And because they didn't agree with what TLA was proposing, they weren't going to attack the Order or any other alliance.
Well, we're going off of the leaks that we saw that's said they wanted to hit TO and CTO. So that's what we acted on. That's why we hit Swamp.
But you weren't going off the official announcements which were made showing that most of that sphere
The
didn't want
announcements
anything
don't
to do with
mean
it.
anything. The announcements don't mean anything. It's still
All
it's
the
still
messages
Swamp.
from
It's still
Pakistan showing
Swamp.
that they didn't want anything to do with it.
It's still Swamp. It's still somebody in your sphere. If TO does something stupid and they're our direct ally, we're
I
gonna
mean,
get
they
hit.
do often, but
And they get hit. We're gonna get hit too, even though we had no part of it.
if TO got hit, you could quite easily respond, correct?
Of course, we would respond.
And you could do so without any sort of stress on your part because you're so much bigger than Swamp.
Okay, we're not gonna agree here. I've
No.
laid out our reasoning for
really not.
declaring. No, I've already laid out our reasonings for declaring. You're just telling me it's wrong. So
I mean, like, this is how things go in this game. Like, we're not supposed to agree.
okay.
All right. Well,
And I
thank
can
you.
I can say the same thing over and over again, but it's not gonna get us
Yeah.
anywhere. So
So can I. It's just a case of like, we don't agree. It's all shit.
it's like It's just, you said we were already militarized, expecting to get hit by Rose. We've never been expected to get hit, or never been expecting to get hit by Rose, and that was just completely wrong. So
A member of Rose Milcom said that that was the expected result. So
All
I mean,
right. Well,
that's
thank you,
what we were
Namu.
hearing, but okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Namu, for your thesis there. Very interesting, and thank you, Wizel, for coming on for
Yep.
responding.
Thanks again, Thalmor.
no worries.
Yeah. All right. So, um, that was conversations about TSTKR hitting Swamp, which gets a little bit ahead of the itinerary. Because first off, I was going to discuss the breakup of the block. And so, as we all know, TLE they wear diapers and they suck cocks. Not big cocks either, small cocks. And so they got leaked by Pankey because Pankey was like, this shit is whack. I had Pankey on Tuesday. He explained his reasoning for leaking the logs from the Swamp block chat. And so these logs were very controversial. The Swamp got laughed at a lot. And so a bunch of members of the block all decided to break away. And so what happened after that is I believe the logs mentioned the order, wanting to hit the order. And as Namu and Wizel just discussed that is why TSTKR came in and they whacked Swamp. And that's where things are right now. I've seen some people whose opinion I take seriously say that TSTKR thus far has performed kind of poorly in this war. I haven't seen that. I haven't looked. I don't really care. That's where we are right now. I don't think the war's doing much of anything. I have had trouble finding extra raid targets because slots are filled, very annoying. The plight of us raiders is very serious, as you know. And so now where we're at is actually I don't know. Wizel, I want you to answer. Where are we at? How is the war going?
I can't find any slots, so that's me. And I'm also city 28, so there's about 10 people that are actually in range of me. So.
Well, I think that's even true. Like before the war, there's only 10 people in range.
Oh no! Before the war, when people had mill and more infra, there was a lot of people in range. But it's like
I'm just gonna.
I literally only have people in range of me right now in TCW and FARC. Everyone
I'm
else,
just gonna
I'm
hit
not
the
right now.
immortals and see what they do.
Yeah. So that's where we are. When did the war start? Was it Monday?
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Okay. So yeah, we are. Yeah. So round one is concluding basically. Everyone's going into beige if they're not already.
by about Tuesday, all the slots were taken. And as far as like the whole quack fighting poorly is at the beginning, I mean, really, they were fighting like in an overconfident way. I haven't really seen that any quack people have gotten beige or really screwed up. Some of them bled more military than they should have and took a little bit too long to take superiority on some targets. But for the most part, they've mowed everyone down. So they are fighting fine. It's just they went in a little bit not as coordinated as they would if, let's say, they were fighting Hedge or if they were fighting Rose. So obviously, it's a softer target, and they had the advantage there, and they still have reserves anyway. So not even an issue.
Part of that was having 2 days to plan it too. So.
Yeah, it is a Sunday, yes. So it's not the best day to start a war. Usually, it's Friday or Thursday.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think I've come to realize I think alliances and blocks will usually pull punches just because there's no need to really go hard. Like Oasis hitting KT was a good example of this because I think it took a full day for this 1,000 man block to fill off KT slots, but they took it very casually because there was no need to you don't need to bust out the big guns for a little ant, So I can imagine, TSTKR kind of took their time with Swamp, and that makes sense.
What I will say about the Crusades, though, that was funny is that the people we were fighting progressively got worse. Like Rose Fear was pretty bad, and then Alpha Polaris didn't even do anything.
Yeah, it was like that.
I was like, well, okay.
And Alpha not logging in until after like 27 hours was just
Yeah.
amazing. So, there we go. That's what's been going on. Only other thing is that Delta and Hedge got into it, and I'm still not even fully sure why. What I do know happened is I think Oblivion and maybe Rose espionage Delta. Delta hit them, and then I think COTL countered for Oblivion, and then I think it just snowballed from there. And I think Delta's actually done an okay job against Hedge, so that's interesting. Hedge money was
Well,
forward.
actually, there is a.
Go on, Shifty.
Sorry about that. You got robotic right as you did that, and I was like, oh, damn it. There's actually one good tidbit that I did hear. So for people who are interested in how Swamp is going, again, going to how our Swamp affair is going to go on later, apparently TLE and the Fed kicked out all their ambassadors and government from, or blocked them off from certain Swamp channels and, like, I guess embassies or something. So, like, TLE and the Fed are really pissed off at the other Swamp guys. So as far as it being like a death of Swamp, like people asking, or are they going to keep secret treaties? Are they going to stay together? Maybe USN, TCW, ampersand FARC may stay as friends, but as far as them to TLE and the Fed, absolutely not. Like the
Oh
Fed
my
and
god,
TLE.
Jimmy, that was right.
Hmm?
Jimmy, that was right. But he's breaking up.
Yeah,
Like I said.
no, I know. No, yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, pretty much just straight up, that's what's going on. So, the Fed. I don't know. I just know that the Fed is basically like TLE is like, you know, like their like little Igor minion.
No, but the Fed is struggling for activity at the moment.
Okay,
But-
I'm sorry, but calling the Federation the Fed is really funny to me because of my paranoia surrounding federal law enforcement.
The Federation
They
is
glow in the
really
dark.
struggling for activity right now.
They probably do glow in the dark. with a
Thalmor,
name
no,
like
wait.
that.
They beige in the dark.
Like, Thalmor, you should know how fun they can be to loot, right?
Oh, I know all about it.
I know,
They
we're
did
going
have
to
the
keep
acronym
112 million on our nation.
All right. So, oh yeah. So I talked about Delta and Hedge are squabbling. I made a funny joke about in Ron about it's over for the Hedgies. Delta's kicking their ass. That was funny. And that's kind of it. Now, there's one other thing on the itinerary that's new, and that is, oh yeah. So, Dwight Schrute, the player.
Hmm.
So Dwight Schrute left KT and went to, I think he went back to whatever Schrute Farms became.
The Black
And
Death.
I think, yeah, and he attempted like a coup or something to take back control, or I don't know, it was some gay plan. I don't know, but it failed, and I think now he's all by himself with like one other person in this alliance.
It
So,
was Hago.
so
I don't think it failed.
No, he
Unless-
fucking succeeded.
Unless I'm wrong, I think his entire intention was to completely disband it.
And it worked.
okay, well that was his plan. Then mission accomplished.
Either
So I take
that,
back
or
what I
he
said
was
then.
just covering for him losing, like
He-
him failing. He might have been just covering for failure, but you never know with those kind of characters sometimes.
But I talked to him regularly, and he wanted to just completely destroy that alliance, and he managed it.
Okay, so yeah.
I don't know
mission
why the
accomplished.
hell that alliance put him in a position where he could coup, but they did.
Well, if you expect competency in this game, you know, you're going to be disappointed.
Especially
Abigail
from
says-
them.
But
Yeah.
Lightside has been playing for a long, long time.
Abigor says, can confirm he has planned to disband Schrute Farms for a long time since he left. I was leader after he quit, so I got all that. Oh, wow, Abigor. Schrute Farms after he bailed. Oh wow, small world. Huh. Well, so there you go. So I guess I I I tried because Dwight Schrute became a KT member and he was actually like a decent one. I tried to ironically Schrute shield him when people was making fun of him in Ron, but then like he said blasphemy and I was like, okay, well I can't defend this, so
I still do.
there you
Interesting.
go.
When Schrute joined and the other guy that was there joined Plagueis or whatever, they actually weren't bad. It was weird. It's like wow, every alliance may have one or two members that actually might be able to outshine the rest. Wow.
By the time they joined KT, they'd been raiding for a while.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah.
it's like if the swamp people left or whatever, and then they joined KT, and we were like, holy shit! Apparently they can play. Wow.
And
Where was this the whole time?
His friend Bill had sent him several messages saying, "This is when you attack. This is when you do air attack. This is when you do grounds." Because he just stopped. Like he had this thing where if someone was bearing down on him, he'd just stop.
All right. So, I think that's kind of so. Anything else? Oh, besides, I think the coal mines is now involved in one of the two wars. I'm not really sure how.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I care either. But besides that, any other thing that's happened in the game since Tuesday, or even before then, that I need to talk about?
No, I
The
didn't
order and
manage.
BK hitting them. I don't know who Thim is. The coal mines.
Simmons,
Okay, well,
the coal
coal
mines,
mine.
and Nova Roma are very closely aligned.
All right. Well,
A lot of
okay.
the coal mines leadership and Nova Roma leadership both came from the same alliance, the Dixie Union, I think it was called. So they're going to have relationship between each other.
All right. So that's that. Everett says the coal mines hit the Lost Empire. BK in order hit the coal mine. Okay, for taking slots. Okay, well, like I said, that's the kind of a silly reason. But like I said, we've had 6 months of peace. Time for the pressure valve to be activated. Time for people to do what they need to do to get out of their system, to experiment with the other side of the game.
Remember, people.
Abigor, you want to come on and discuss what's been happening with your market stuff? Now, what you about to say, Shifty?
Oh, I just remember as a reminder, if you have any reason to be pissed off at someone and want to do something, hand over those leaks. We could have another global. We could go straight from this one to the next one.
The Thalmoria and Thalmor Radio are I don't know what do you want to call it. We are moral journalists dedicated to the free exchange of information. If you got any leaks about anything, come to Shifty or me about it. Okay, we will put the news out there. It can be about a business, an alliance, a block. We will protect your identity and we will put that shit, we will spill the tea. We will give the scoop of ice cream with the scoop of the news, and it's going to be a good time.
Don't send it to me because I will
Don't
keep
send it to Zig.
I will keep everything confidential and not share anything, and I will ensure that your privacy is maintained and the privacy of all people are maintained.
See, Captain Crunch, you don't have to be a backstabber. You can be a front stabber like Shifty, where he just goes, I did it. Gangster Rap made me do it. So you can be a front stabber too.
So there you go. That's
So
what's going on here.
I have a question
Go on,
for
Zig.
both Thalmor and Wizel. You're both complaining that you don't have enough slots. What are you doing to fix that? What are you going to do to escalate the war? It's in your hands.
So two Polaris guys attacked me for some reason. They said it was to counter, even though I haven't attacked any Polaris people in a while. So I don't know what that's about. But as soon as they're done with me, I'm going to probably rebuild military and attack more inactive people. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just waiting for the time to be right. What's your answer, Wizel?
I
Is he
don't have an
muted?
answer. No, I'm not muted. Hey, we could just start declaring on everybody, but people wouldn't like us that much, like us too much after that. So
Well, it would be based though. I mean, that's a pretty
yeah.
good reason.
So unfortunately, I just don't have any targets, which I'm sad about. So
You could always sell cities, you know.
I could. I don't think our econ would like that too much, though.
Well, econ
Although it
people
is
are
my
nerds.
money. It is my money. I paid for those cities. So.
Oh. All right.
Sell
So
down to 12 cities and then go into vacation mode. That's the way to win wars, right there.
I wouldn't go into VM. I'd actually fight because that's where the fun is.
Yeah. The situation that I'm referring to, I get a huge kick out of, so I figured I would talk about it. Do you guys know about that situation in Swing Set?
I think I saw people laughing about it, but I'm not. I
I
don't
know
think
they
I know the
get
full
pissy
story.
when you raid them.
Yeah,
They
okay.
send you
So
messages when you raid them. They get pissy about it. I don't know why.
so based on my top secret intel, Partisan thought it'd be funny to raid Swing Set, and
They would.
within seconds, Oblivion. I believe Oblivion was like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's do it." I don't think that's OPSEC. I hope I'm not sharing anything secret that I wasn't supposed to share.
Wait, what
Whatever.
happened with Swing Set?
So Partisan and a couple Oblivion people raided declared wars on Swing Set to raid them, and within I want to say it was within 12 hours or something like that, one of the people sold down to 12 cities and then perma VM'd and just rage quit.
Why would you sell the cities if you're just going to be?
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
no
just-
idea.
Just
It makes
perma
no
VM
sense.
there.
Yeah.
because I'm hitting them right now, and yeah,
So
I didn't
Is
even
it
know
good
that
loot?
happened.
So-
They have pretty decent loot. Like I came in with nothing, and I'm at 20 million right now after buying stuff, and I'm just
No.
sitting on them.
so
I'm a really shit raider.
So the next part of the story is that shortly thereafter, everyone declared peace, basically. So Partisan and Oblivion, they all declared peace. But they still they kept the active war against the guy that VM'd, and nobody noticed it. So Swing Set actually brought their bank back, and and the Oblivion guys, it looks like the Oblivion guys basically just waited for a while and then beiged them and looted the bank twice.
What was the bank like?
It was a decent amount, I think.
Yeah, it was a decent amount. It was posted in Ron. I can't remember what exactly it was, but
Wasn't he deleting projects too?
he might have been. I don't know.
I was just seriously
So-
hoping that when KT rated Polaris would steal their bank again.
I attacked that one guy in Wigglypuff or Wigglytuff or whatever that's by himself, and I got 50 million off of him when I beiged him. So that's pretty good. I thought it was the Commonwealth's bank, and I thought maybe I would beige the Commonwealth's bank, but that's a different alliance apparently. But I still got some decent loot. So
I got 11,000 aluminium off one guy, and loads of other resources.
Wait, it was okay. So in chat it says that it was Bench that quit, that sold cities and quit. I didn't realize it
Oh,
was.
there's two.
I didn't realize it was Bench that quit.
Was it two people that did this?
So that's the same guy that recently won what was it? It's either billion or $500 million from Rothschild. Yeah, he won $1 billion from Rothschild. Like not a week and a half ago on my show. Like
I could use that money.
I wonder what happened to it. Like if it just got redistributed. I don't know. It's kind of a shame though.
Well, it's all fake money anyways, just like the stock market in real life.
No, it's a shame that he rage quit. I don't care about the money. But hopefully it's for
Well,
good. Oh, and
Alright,
Parson
well-
quit too. That's a big deal too, isn't it?
Who quit?
He went into VM for a year.
Yeah.
Who?
Possibly permanently, is what I've
Who?
been told. Partisan.
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
He went into VM for a year, and he'll bring it down to 14 days when he needs to use it again.
Yeah, I mean that's always possible. Plenty of people have done that. So
No, it's not just always possible. It's going to happen.
Maybe it's
Alright,
all part of a
so-
giant joke.
the whole game's a joke, really.
Yeah.
When you stop and think about it, the hours people spend on this game, the money they put into it, for what? For what? Right? It's all a joke. But anyways, that's it for politics and war stuff. Nothing else has happened.
Huh.
Wars are going on. Will Rose and Oasis get involved? Who knows? Maybe
I hope
Rose
so.
and Oasis will also break up and they'll fight each other. We'll see.
How
That'd be
can
dope.
Rose break up? They've got no allies apart from Atlas.
Maybe R&R finally returns to Monkey and it's like, okay, it's time we become a war alliance, and they suicide into Rose, and it's really based.
Hopefully. I want to see that.
All right. So, it's Mother's Day Sunday. I'm hoping all of you will get something for your mom, like just a little tiny gift. But if you can't do that, just spend some time with her. Take her out to dinner. Make her feel loved. Okay. I went out with my uncle today, and we both got my mom a nice little potted flower, and she loved it. It had pink flowers on it because she loves pink stuff, and she loved it, and that made me feel really nice. Do something nice for your mothers this Mother's Day.
Strangely, I can't remember what I got my mum. I will have got her something, but I don't know what. It was because Mother's Day in Britain is it's a couple months before. It's in March.
Anything in real life I need to go over? I talked about Melinda and Bill Gates divorcing Tuesday. Did anything else happen since then? Oh, the UK and France are about to go to war over fish, apparently. So, Namu Kara, don't die, okay?
I'll try not to. I'm on the opposite coastline, so
Although, if you have to die, be sure you send as many French people to hell as possible, especially if
I'm
they're from Paris.
blind, literally blind.
You're immune to
Well-
flashbangs.
Yeah, exactly. And they can't possibly sneak up on you because your hearing is enhanced by being blind.
Yeah, it'll be like
My hearing
Daredevil or
is
something.
absolutely awful compared to most people.
Well,
I got
you
a
know,
really good condition.
I'm sure you can serve the queen in some way. So
No, I don't
You-
want to. She's shit.
You can become a weeb. You can become a weeb and then become like the Hanzo Hasashi, like blind samurai, and like teleport behind the French and chop them in half.
it's not in personnel. Kid.
Yeah, be like nothing personnel, mate.
All right.
The
well,
only
that's
the
that.
only important thing that happened that could possibly affect me in recent days is my boyfriend proposed.
Okay. Well, I think that's it. Any last topics to go over? Politics and war, real life, meme jokes, meme questions, meme topics, anything? Because I think that's it for today.
Do you count as a meme?
What?
Do you count as a meme?
Anything?
Do you count as a meme?
Yeah, sure. I'm a meme.
I guess that's been covered already, though.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Arctic, play out the theme, and we are done for tonight. And then Zig can end the recording when the theme ends. I covered the most interesting stuff Tuesday.